One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Pull up that. I am a music teacher. And I just love my job. One of the things that always concerned me about the teaching of music is that most of the times when music is taught in the Jamaican classroom is by chalk and talk. But I always believe that we need to take advantage of current technology, bring it into the classroom, the technology that the students are exposed to, bring it into the classroom to make the learning of music more interesting and engaging. So I got this job to teach some very poor children in the Spanish Town community. These children were from communities that was constantly being besieged by gang warfare and extreme violence. And it traumatized them. It affected their self-esteem. They had very poor self-esteem. One of the things I noticed though is the amount of time and energy that they put into playing these games that was on their tablet. They were always spending a lot of time just trying to better their scores, trying to compete against each other. I was determined that these students will do well in music. So I got down to work. It was the hardest I ever worked in my life. In all my 20 years of teaching, it was the hardest I've ever worked. And most of the work was just trying to motivate them, trying to let them realize, listen, you can do amazing things. There's greatness in you. You have amazing potential. Despite your circumstances, you can do great things. I realized that the same amount of time and effort that they put into playing these tablets and playing these games, it's the same amount of time they need to learn a musical instrument. I mean, they have to practice it over and over again until they finally get it right. So I came up with an idea. I created the idea of a tablet band where the students played musical instruments but on their tablet. So one student would play the guitar on his tablet, one student would play the flute on his tablet, one student would play the piano on his tablet, another student would play the drums on his tablet, and when they played all together, they sound just like a band. When I started doing it though, I got a lot of criticism from people around me. A lot of people were saying, that's not real music, those are not real instruments. But when I saw how the children were beginning to progress musically, I persisted. To validate my idea now, I entered them in the prestigious JCDC music competition, the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission music competition against students with normal instruments. The first year we went, the judges almost threw it out the window. Then they decided, we're going to judge you, but we're going to judge you on your own. After judging us, they gave us a bronze medal. When I returned to school excited about the award that I got, a teacher looked at me and said, tell me something. You're in a competition, right? You're in a race. Not true. You won in the race. And you come third. And he laughed, and everybody laughed. Man, I felt so disappointed. But I realized that the work of a pioneer is sometimes a very lonely road. So I continued. The next year, I entered another set of students. This time, they found a category for us. It was classroom instrument. And we got a silver medal. Then the next year, I entered another set of students, and we got gold. But there was still another level that was eluding us. The level called the National Finals, where all the gold medalists competed for the national award. Try as we might, we just could not get that national award. I mean, I made several attempts, almost giving up. I was visiting that venue so often, people was beginning to think I worked there. One day, I took the students on a tour of the Bob Marley Museum. During the tour, they looked bored. At the end of the tour, I said, students, what important thing have you learned about Bob Marley? One student says, sir, I learned that Bob Marley have a mother. Then another student said, and sir, I guess what I find out, sir? I find out Bob Marley have a father. Then a third student said, and I find out that Bob Marley have a grandmother. So is that all you learn about Bob Marley? One student raises his hand and says, sir, I found out that Bob Marley grew up where I live. But Bob Marley never grew up in Spanish. Then I pause. Bob Marley didn't grow up in Spanish Town. But definitely, where Bob Marley grew up in Trenchtown was the same kind of ghetto environment that all these children were growing up in. So I quickly added, and you see, despite his adverse circumstances, that did not stop him from becoming the greatest musical icon ever in Jamaica and around the world. You can do the same thing too. You can achieve greatness. You can be the next Bob Marley. You don't have to watch your circumstances. Just believe it, work at it, and you will achieve it. They said, the message connected with them. Those children, the rehearsals took on a new energy. Those children were excited to come to rehearsal. And the song we were rehearsing was Bob Marley's One Love. On the day of the national finals, those bright-eyed students took the stage and they played their heart out. And we finally got the national award! Oh my goodness! I still can't get over the feeling. Now I understand what my mother means when she says, son, the longer and hotter the battle is the sweeter the victory. I am Dalton Spence, and the title of my story is The Sweetest Victory. I thank you.